everyone, welcome back to another episode of Baked by Bella, and today we're going to tackle Tasty's recipe for French macarons. And they're really not as hard as they seem sometimes, maybe, but we're going to try them, and I hope you try them at home too, and let me know what you think. So here we go. So we're going to start by adding 1 3/4 cup of powdered sugar into a large mixing bowl. You could also put this into a food processor if you need to process and finely grind your flour, but I don't need to do that, so I'm just going to put it in a large mixing bowl. Next, we're going to add 1 cup of almond flour to our bowl. And then we're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So now we need to get 3 egg whites. So to do this, you crack your egg in half, and then you sort of move the yolk between 2 halves of the egg. If you don't already have an egg separator tool in your kitchen, this is one way to do it. So you're just gonna do this until you get as much of the egg white as you can, and do this for all 3 eggs. Once you have your 3 egg whites, you're gonna put them into a large mixing bowl, along with the 1/2 teaspoon of remaining salt. And then using an electric hand mixer, you're just gonna beat this until you have soft peaks, and it might take a while, but you're just gonna keep beating until you get those soft peaks. So once you start getting some soft peaks, you're gonna slowly add in your 1/4 cup of granulated sugar and keep beating until the sugar is incorporated and your soft peaks have formed. Then you're gonna add in your teaspoon of vanilla and beat this until it's incorporated. And I'm using 2 different colors, so I split this in half, but you're gonna do the same thing, add in your food coloring and then beat until it's incorporated. Now we need to fold in our dry ingredients. You want to do this about 1/3 of the dry ingredients at a time. Again, I split this in half, so I did a little bit, but in between each increment, you want to fold with a rubber spatula to incorporate all of the flour mixture. Once all of your dry ingredients are incorporated, you're gonna transfer the batter into a piping bag fitted with a circular round tip. Now it's time to pipe our batter onto a baking sheet. I have a silicone baking mat that has the macaron little pattern on it, but you can also just use parchment paper, and you can stick that to the baking sheet using 4 dots on the corners. But you want the circles to be about 1.5 inches wide with about 1 inch in between them. Once you've piped out all the batter, you're going to want to hit this against a flat surface to release any of those air bubbles you see here. And then you want to let these sit for 30 minutes to an hour until they are dry to touch. Now we're going to preheat the oven to 300 degrees Fahrenheit and then put in the macarons. I always do 1 tray at a time. If you're comfortable doing 2, just make sure you rotate in between, about halfway. And then bake them for 17 minutes. After 17 minutes, they'll be ready to be taken out of the oven. You'll be able to see that they're browned a little bit and maybe have cracked, which maybe isn't French style, but oh well. While the macarons are cooling on a cooling rack, you can start making the buttercream frosting, starting by beating the 2 sticks of butter in a mixing bowl. I'm going to use an electric stand mixer, but if you only have a hand mixer, that works fine too. Once your butter is beaten, you can add your 3 cups of powdered sugar to the bowl, followed by a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and then your 3 tablespoons of heavy cream. I'm using half and half, but the recipe uses heavy cream. And now, if you've made it this far and gotten through all the hard steps, then we can finally fill our macarons with the frosting and then top with the other half of the macaron shell. And now for the very last steps, like, comment, subscribe, let me know how it went, and please enjoy your macarons because you really deserve it. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.